What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In the last video with the super cheap turbo Civic, we set up a rolling anti-lag or two-step, and it actually worked out really good. Now if you guys want to see exactly how we set that up in our Hondata S300 ECU using our brake switch as our trigger, make sure to go and check out the previous video. We made a whole bunch of pulls and made a ton of progress getting this thing dialed in, but I was being pretty conservative. So today we're gonna get a little more aggressive with it and see if we can make some more boost on the two-step. So let's get through the intro and jump right into today's video. Now that we've gotten through the intro, before we get more aggressive with this two-step, let's take a look at a couple clips from last week so that we have something to compare it to. So as you guys could see in those clips, we were definitely being conservative with it. Now it gets up on the two-step just fine, and it actually left really good in second gear, but third gear, right off of the two-step, it's still a little bit lazy. Now if we take a look at this file, you guys can see we have it set up for launch RPM is 4100, activation is at 4000. Now I like to keep those pretty close to each other, and I like that 4100 for a start RPM, so we're gonna leave those alone for right now. But for fuel enrichment, we have it at 130, and then ignition timing, we're pulling 24 degrees. So the first thing we're gonna try is bumping up the fuel enrichment to 140, and also bumping up the ignition timing. We're gonna try pulling 27 degrees. We'll try that out, see how it sounds, see how it acts, and if it builds any boost. If it does, we'll go give that a try. If not, we'll get more aggressive with it before we go try this thing out. I'm gonna let it get a little bit of heat in it. We'll flash this file while we wait and then try it out. Looks like it goes really lean, so I'm gonna add a little bit more fuel. We'll go 155 fuel enrichment. Let's try it again and see what it does. Looks like we can go even more fuel, so let's go 175. Let's go ahead and try it again. All we did was add some more fuel, see what it does this time, and if we need to, we can add some more timing. up just over 2 pounds of boost that time, which is a bump up from what we were making a minute ago. So let's go ahead, bump fuel up even more. We're at 190 for fuel enrichment. Let's try that. AFR still going full lean, but that very well could be because it's technically misfiring, and that will show up as lean. So not sure if it's from that or if it's actually lean. Let's take even more timing out of it. Let's go 29 degrees pulled. We'll leave it at 190 for a second and we'll try it again. Let's just make it an even 30 for pulled timing. Let's go 200 for fuel enrichment. I can definitely hear the turbo trying to spool a lot harder now though. Looks like it hit 3 pounds of boost a couple times there. Still seems lean to me. Let's go 215 on fuel enrichment. We'll leave timing at negative 30. We'll try this once more and then we'll go take it for a ride. Let's take this thing for a ride. We'll do a log and see what it does. Definitely seems way better than it was before. Still feels like we could go a little bit more aggressive, but it's definitely better. Sorry for the wind noise, guys. With the windows open, it's so hot out right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at that log real quick and make some changes. Looks like it made about 4 pounds of boost, which is a big improvement. No, actually, it looks like it made about 6 pounds of boost, which is a massive improvement over what we had. We were only making like 1 or 2 pounds before. So that is definitely a big improvement there. Let's see what it was at for overall timing real quick. Got as far as -3, it looks like, in actual timing. But that helped a lot. When we let go of the button, it was already in some boost. It still looks like it could use more fuel. Timing wise, it looks pretty good. I'd like to try that again, just add some more fuel. So I'm gonna go up some more with the fuel enrichment. We'll leave the timing alone for now and go try it again. right there. I'll take a look at that log, see what it made, and go from there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that log. I tried one in 4th gear as well. This car just doesn't want to leave in 4th gear that low of RPM, which is understandable. But we'll go ahead and take a look at what we've got and go from there. So if we take a look at this 3rd gear log, as you guys can see, we got on the 2-step right about here. And it made 7.1 PSI, which is a massive improvement. Before, we were struggling to make 1 to 2 pounds. So between the timing that we pulled and the added fuel that we threw in there, this thing is way happier on the 2-step. Still not shooting flames or popping and banging or anything, so I'm not too worried about our little cast Vitara pistons, but it definitely did leave much harder in 3rd gear. I guarantee you 2nd gear, it's just gonna blow the tires off, but much, much better. That's a huge improvement. And then if we look at the AFR, that looks much closer as well. Still bounces around, obviously, because it's technically misfiring, but at least now it's staying down in the 11.5 to 12.5 zone, I'd say. A couple spots it spiked 14 something, but as far as timing goes, it's pulling a max of -3 degrees in here. So depending on where we are in the map, that 30 degrees that we have it pulling is gonna end up at a lower number, obviously. So normally we'd be at like 27 degrees here, and then out here it starts coming down because boost starts coming up. So out here we're at 25 degrees commanded ignition, but with the -30 we have in there, we're getting all the way down to -4. So I don't want to pull a whole bunch more timing. We could add a touch more fuel and try this again, but I stayed in it a little bit longer that time. Our track is pretty congested today, so I didn't get to make a full pull, but we are still making 20 to 22 pounds of boost out there. So really happy with what we're seeing there. So absolutely awesome, guys. Love what I'm seeing here. Let's go back into parameters. I am gonna add just a touch more fuel. It seemed really close, but we'll go ahead and add 5 to the fuel enrichment. We're gonna leave the ignition timing at -30 since that's netting us about -4 and actual timing. So really happy with all that. Let's go ahead and flash this one real quick and go try it again. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and try this again. I bumped it up to 225 for fuel enrichment, left timing alone. This thing is so much better, it's not even funny. This is almost perfect, honestly, for what I wanted. That's what we were looking for, guys. I'm not sure if you guys could hear it. That one was definitely shooting flames and stuff. Sounded perfect, and honestly, it was right there. I couldn't be happier with how that one just worked out, guys. I think we have this thing dialed in. All right, guys, let's take a look at these two logs real quick. So as we can see, we got it up on the 2-step. Sounded really healthy. It felt much better on this one, and it looks like we made just about 6.5 pounds of boost. So looks really good. Felt really good, and as soon as we let go of the 2-step, it started pulling really strong. Obviously, we had to abort the run. We live down here by the beach, and anytime it's nice like this, especially in the summer when school's out and all that stuff, it is nothing but traffic. So we had to abort the run super early, but it looks like we made about 21 pounds of boost at 5,500 RPM. Let's take a look at the second log. So this one felt noticeably better. I think it just happened to be how I was on the two-step. I wasn't on the brake pedal as much, and I kind of let it sit there for just a second. Now, if any of them were shooting flames, this one definitely sounded like it could have been. So really happy with how this one felt during the pull. And at the max here, right when we were about to let off the two-step, I think I seen 7.4 pounds of boost. So looked really, really good. It's making way more boost than what it was in the last video. And then this one, I was able to hold it out a little bit longer, but still ended up having to abort the run early. But we were able to run it out to 6,600 RPM, and it looks like about 24 pounds of boost. So all in all, the changes that we made to our anti-lag are a huge improvement. This thing is absolutely ripping. We went from making 1 to 2 pounds of boost all the way up to 7.5. So really happy with how this thing turned out. So as you've seen, we have got our two-step or our rolling anti-lag dialed in, and this thing is absolutely flying. If you compare it to how it was before we ever set up a two-step, it is a night and day difference, and honestly, it just makes the car so much more fun to drive. Now, if you have the ability, I would definitely recommend setting something similar up in your car, because like I said, it makes the car more fun, more responsive, and it is a completely different car from what it was before. So really happy that we went ahead and set this up, and honestly, we already had everything we needed to do it on the car, so it really cost us nothing. So definitely recommend doing it if you're able to on your turbo setup. As always, I appreciate you for checking out the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and check us out on all of our other social media platforms, Facebook, TikTok, and Bought to Build Official on Instagram. Also, just in case you haven't seen, we did decide to start up YouTube memberships. So if that's something that interests you, or you're just looking for a way to help support the channel, make sure to go and check that out. As always, I appreciate you for sticking around to the end, and we will catch you on the next one.